Imagine waking up tomorrow morning. You check your phone, and while you were sleeping, your business made money. No meetings. No customers calling. No clocking in. Just income. Sounds like a dream, but for thousands of business owners, it's simply how their businesses are designed. Now, before you think this is another get-rich-while-you-sleep fantasy, let's be clear. No business runs completely without people. Every successful business requires work in the beginning. Takes money, planning, systems, and management. But some businesses become so efficient that the owner's daily involvement becomes surprisingly small. The business continues generating cash flow because the system keeps running. And that's exactly what wealthy investors love. They don't ask, "How many hours will I have to work?" They ask, "Will this business still make money if I'm not there tomorrow?" That single question has created fortunes. Take Warren Buffett. He doesn't own restaurants because he wants to cook. He doesn't own railroads because he wants to drive trains. He buys businesses that already have strong management teams and durable business models. His companies continue operating every single day whether he's in a meeting, on vacation, or asleep. The same philosophy appears across countless successful investors. They aren't trying to own jobs. They're trying to own cash flow machines. Think about your daily routine. You buy coffee. Someone uses an ATM. A family washes clothes at a laundromat. A truck parks in a paid parking lot. A vending machine sells drinks. A storage unit collects another month's rent. A billboard displays another advertisement. Every one of those transactions creates income for someone. And in many cases, the owner wasn't even there. That's the power of a well-designed business. These businesses aren't exciting. They rarely make headlines. You won't see them trending on social media. Yet many quietly generate millions of dollars every year because they solve ordinary problems that people face every single day. In this video, we're counting down 20 businesses that keep making money without requiring the owner to be present all the time. Some require significant upfront investment. Others can be started much smaller. But every business on this list has one thing in common. It earns money through systems, recurring demand, or assets, not simply by trading the owner's time for income. By the end of this video, you'll notice a pattern that almost every self-made millionaire understands. It's not about finding the most exciting business. It's about building one that continues working, even when you don't. Let's begin with business number 20. 20 vending machines. Imagine you're walking through an airport late at night. Every restaurant is closed, but someone buys a bottle of water from a vending machine. The owner isn't there. No employee is standing beside it. Yet the machine just made another sale. That's why vending machines have remained popular for decades. Once placed in a high-traffic location like schools, hospitals, offices, airports, or gyms, they can generate revenue throughout the day with relatively little daily involvement. The biggest responsibilities are restocking products, collecting cash or digital payments, and maintaining the machines. Companies like Canteen, one of North America's largest vending operators, manage thousands of machines serving workplaces and public locations every day. The lesson? You're not selling snacks. You're selling convenience. Number 19. Self-storage facilities. Here's something surprising. People pay every single month to store things they often don't even use. As families move, businesses expand, or homes become overcrowded, demand for extra storage continues growing. Unlike apartments, storage units don't require kitchens, bathrooms, or expensive interiors. Once the facility is built and properly managed, customers typically pay monthly recurring fees for their units. That's why companies like Public Storage and Extra Space Storage have grown into some of the largest self-storage operators in the United States, managing thousands of facilities. People may move houses, but they rarely stop needing space. And every occupied unit represents another recurring monthly payment. 18. Laundromats. Now think about something almost everyone needs. Clean clothes. Not everyone owns a washing machine. Students, apartment residents, travelers, And even families sometimes rely on laundromats every single week. Modern laundromats often use cashless payment systems, remote monitoring, and automated equipment, allowing owners to oversee multiple locations without being present all day. The owner doesn't wash the clothes. Customers do. The business simply provides the machines, utilities, and clean environment while collecting payment for every wash and dry cycle. Demand doesn't depend on trends or technology. As long as people wear clothes, they'll always need somewhere to wash them. Notice something interesting about these first three businesses. They don't rely on selling luxury products. They solve ordinary, everyday problems that millions of people face continuously. And that's exactly what makes them so powerful. Because the best cash flow businesses often aren't built around excitement. They're built around necessity. Now let's move to businesses that don't just generate steady cash flow. They're built around something people use every single day. 17. Car washes. Think about how often you see a car wash with a line of vehicles waiting outside. Cars get dirty no matter what the economy is doing. Rain, dust, snow, pollen, and road salt all create recurring demand. Modern automatic car washes can clean a vehicle in just a few minutes, allowing hundreds of customers to be served every day. Many locations now offer monthly unlimited wash memberships, where customers pay a fixed monthly fee whether they wash their car once or 10 times. That creates predictable recurring revenue for the owner. Companies like Mr. Car Wash, one of the largest car wash operators in the United States, have expanded to hundreds of locations using this exact membership model. The business isn't just selling car washes. It's selling convenience and recurring subscriptions. 16. Parking lots and parking garages. Now imagine a busy downtown area. Every morning, hundreds of commuters arrive looking for a place to park. Every concert, sporting event, airport, or shopping district creates the same demand. Once the parking facility is built and payment systems are installed, the business can continue collecting revenue all day with minimal staffing. Many locations now use automated gates, license plate recognition, and mobile payment systems, reducing the need for on-site employees. The owner isn't renting out products. They're renting space, one of the simplest business models in the world. Every parked vehicle becomes another transaction. Every busy day becomes another stream of recurring income. 15. Billboard advertising. Have you ever driven past the same billboard every day on your way to work? That single billboard might be earning its owner thousands of dollars every month. Businesses constantly compete for attention, and highways with heavy traffic are some of the most valuable advertising locations. Once a billboard is installed and leased to an advertiser, it can generate recurring rental income for months or even years. Companies like Lamar Advertising and Outfront Media own and operate thousands of billboards across North America, leasing advertising space to businesses ranging from local restaurants to global brands. The billboard doesn't sell products. It sells visibility. And because thousands of people pass by every day, advertisers are willing to pay significant amounts for that exposure. Notice the pattern again. None of these businesses depend on creating the next viral product or chasing the latest trend. They generate income because they provide something people consistently need: clean cars, parking spaces, or attention. And businesses built around consistent demand are often the ones that continue making money year after year. The next three businesses have one thing in common. Customers don't buy them once. They keep paying month after month. That's one of the most powerful characteristics any business can have. 14. ATM businesses. Have you ever needed cash and used an ATM that wasn't owned by your bank? You probably paid a convenience fee without thinking twice. For the ATM owner, every one of those transactions generates income. Independent ATM operators place machines in locations with heavy foot traffic: restaurants, bars, convenience stores, hotels, shopping centers, and entertainment venues. Every withdrawal can generate a surcharge, while the business hosting the ATM benefits by attracting more customers. Companies such as Cardtronics, now part of NCR Atleos, have built large networks of ATMs by placing them where people need quick access to cash. The owner isn't lending money. They're simply charging for convenience. 13. RV parks and campgrounds. Outdoor travel has grown steadily over the years, and millions of people now travel by recreational vehicle every year. Unlike hotels, RV parks often require relatively simple infrastructure: parking spaces, utility hookups, showers, and shared facilities. Guests pay nightly, weekly, or even monthly fees to stay. Many parks also generate additional income from laundry facilities, camp stores, propane sales, and equipment rentals. Businesses such as Sun Outdoors and KOA, Kampgrounds of America, operate or franchise hundreds of campgrounds across North America, serving travelers throughout the year. The owner isn't selling vacations. They're renting temporary space again and again. 12. Mobile home parks. This business surprises many people. Most mobile home park owners don't own the homes. They own the land underneath them. Residents usually purchase or own their mobile homes, then pay monthly lot rent for the land, utilities, and community services. Because moving a manufactured home can be expensive and complicated, residents often stay for many years, creating relatively stable occupancy and recurring rental income. Several large real estate companies, including Equity Lifestyle Properties and Sun Communities, own hundreds of manufactured housing communities across the United States. They're not building luxury developments. They're operating communities that provide affordable housing while generating recurring cash flow. 13. Take a step back and notice something. None of these businesses depend on customers making emotional buying decisions. People use ATMs because they need cash. They stay in RV parks because they need a place to park. They pay lot rent because they need somewhere to live. The strongest businesses aren't always built around wants. They're often built around everyday necessities that people keep paying for year after year. As we move higher on the list, you'll notice something interesting. These businesses don't just earn money because people use them. They earn money because businesses depend on them. And when businesses depend on something, demand is often much more stable.
11.
Warehouses. Every time you order something online, that product usually spends time in a warehouse before it reaches your doorstep. Companies like Amazon, Walmart, and thousands of online retailers rely on warehouses to store inventory and fulfill orders. Instead of selling products, warehouse owners lease space to businesses that need storage and distribution facilities. Industrial real estate has become one of the fastest-growing sectors because e-commerce continues increasing demand for logistics space. Companies such as Prologis, one of the world's largest industrial real estate owners, lease warehouses to businesses across dozens of countries. The warehouse doesn't need customers walking through the front door every day. It earns recurring rental income from long-term commercial tenants.
12.
Data centers. Think about everything you do online. Streaming movies, sending emails, using cloud storage, online banking, artificial intelligence. Every one of those services depends on data centers. These highly secure facilities store and process enormous amounts of digital information for companies around the world. Businesses don't build new data centers every year. Instead, many rent space from specialized operators. Companies like Equinix and Digital Realty own massive data centers that lease server space to thousands of businesses, creating recurring revenue through long-term contracts. The customer isn't renting a building. They're renting digital infrastructure. As more of the world's economy moves online, demand for data centers continues growing. 9. Waste management. Garbage isn't exciting, but it's one of the most reliable businesses on Earth. Homes, restaurants, hospitals, factories, and office buildings all produce waste every single day. No matter what happens in the economy, trash still needs to be collected, transported, recycled, or disposed of. That creates predictable demand year after year. Companies like Waste Management and Republic Services operate massive fleets of collection vehicles, recycling facilities, transfer stations, and landfills across North America. Many customers pay recurring monthly service fees, creating highly predictable cash flow. People rarely think about where their garbage goes, but every pickup represents another payment. Look closely at these businesses. None became successful because they were fashionable. They became successful because they provide essential infrastructure that people and businesses simply can't operate without. And that's one of the biggest lessons wealthy investors understand. The businesses that quietly make the most money are often the ones people notice the least. As the businesses on this list become larger, you'll notice another pattern. They don't just generate income, they generate predictable, recurring cash flow through long-term contracts. That's exactly what large investors look for. Eight cell tower leasing. Every phone call, text message, or video you stream depends on nearby cell towers. Building these towers is expensive, so instead of constructing their own networks everywhere, wireless carriers often lease space on existing towers. What's even more interesting is that multiple carriers can lease equipment on the same tower, allowing one asset to produce several streams of rental income. Companies like American Tower, Crown Castle, and SBA Communications own tens of thousands of communication towers worldwide and lease space to major mobile network operators. The tower stays in one place, while the rental income keeps arriving month after month. Seven, commercial real estate. Think about your local supermarket, your favorite coffee shop, the pharmacy you visit. Many of these businesses don't actually own the buildings they operate from. Instead, they lease them from commercial property owners. Shopping centers, office buildings, warehouses, and retail spaces often generate rental income through multi-year lease agreements. Some tenants even sign contracts lasting 10 to 20 years, creating highly predictable revenue for property owners. Large real estate investment companies such as Realty Income have become well known for acquiring commercial properties leased to businesses under long-term agreements. The landlord isn't selling groceries or coffee. They're simply providing the location where business happens. 6. Franchise ownership. When people think of franchises, they usually think about flipping burgers or serving coffee. But successful franchise owners often don't manage the daily operations themselves. Instead, they hire experienced managers while focusing on expanding their portfolio. Many franchise systems provide proven operating procedures, marketing support, supplier networks, and brand recognition. That's one reason brands like McDonald's, the UPS Store, and Anytime Fitness have expanded through franchising. The owner isn't creating a brand from scratch. They're investing in a system that's already been tested. As additional locations are added, the owner's role gradually shifts from operating the business to overseeing multiple businesses. 8. Now compare these businesses to a traditional job. A job pays you for your hours. These businesses pay because they own valuable assets or systems that continue creating value every day. And that's one of the biggest differences between working for income and owning something that keeps generating income long after today's work is finished. By now, you've probably noticed something. The businesses making the most consistent money aren't always the biggest. They're often the ones people use every single day without even thinking about them. And the next 3 businesses prove exactly that. 5. Software as a service, SaaS. Think about the software you use every day. Microsoft 365, Adobe Creative Cloud, Shopify, Zoom. Instead of paying once, millions of customers pay every month or every year through subscriptions. This is known as the software as a service or SaaS business model. The biggest advantage? The software can be sold to millions of customers without manufacturing a new physical product each time. Once the platform is built and continuously maintained by a team, every new subscriber increases recurring revenue. That's why companies like Microsoft, Adobe, and Salesforce generate billions of dollars annually through subscription-based software. They're not selling boxes. They're selling continuous access. 4. Equipment rental businesses. Here's something most people never think about. Many construction companies don't actually own all of their equipment. Excavators, bulldozers, aerial lifts, generators, and heavy machinery are often rented only when needed. Buying these machines can cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. Renting them is often far more economical. Companies like United Rentals, one of the world's largest equipment rental businesses, own massive fleets of machinery that are rented to construction firms, manufacturers, utilities, and industrial projects. One machine can generate revenue again, and again, and again, throughout its useful life. The asset keeps working long after the purchase. 3. Commercial laundry services. Every day, thousands of hotels, hospitals, restaurants, and healthcare facilities need enormous quantities of clean linens, towels, uniforms, and bedding. Instead of washing everything themselves, many outsource this work to commercial laundry companies. These businesses operate large industrial facilities capable of cleaning tens of thousands of items every day. Companies such as Cintas and Alsco Uniforms provide recurring laundry and uniform services for businesses through scheduled contracts. Customers don't call only once. They rely on these services week after week, year after year. That creates predictable, recurring cash flow. Now we're entering the final 2 businesses on the list. They're among the most valuable business models in the world, because they don't simply generate recurring income. They benefit from one of the most powerful forces in business. People returning automatically, month after month, often without even thinking about it. We've reached the final 2 businesses, and they perfectly demonstrate what separates a good business from a great business. 2. REITs, real estate investment trusts. Imagine owning a small piece of hundreds of apartment buildings, shopping centers, warehouses, hospitals, or data centers, without managing any of them yourself. That's exactly how a real estate investment trust, or REIT, works. REITs own income-producing real estate and lease those properties to tenants. In return, investors can own shares of the REIT, while professional management teams handle property operations, maintenance, and leasing. Some of the world's largest REITs, including Prologis, Realty Income, and Digital Realty, own thousands of properties that generate rental income from businesses and organizations around the world. The investor isn't fixing roofs or collecting rent. They're investing in businesses built around recurring rental income. 1. Utility businesses. If there's one business people almost never stop paying for, it's utilities. Electricity, natural gas, water. These services power homes, hospitals, schools, factories, offices, and entire cities. No matter what happens in the economy, people still need lights, heating, cooling, and clean water. That's why utility companies often generate remarkably stable cash flows. Companies such as NextEra Energy, Duke Energy, and American Water Works provide essential services to millions of customers who pay recurring monthly bills. Utilities require enormous investment to build and maintain, but once the infrastructure is in place, they become part of everyday life. People rarely think about where electricity comes from. They simply expect it to work, and every monthly bill becomes another source of recurring revenue. Now step back and look at the entire list. Vending machines, self-storage, laundromats, car washes, parking lots, billboards, ATMs, RV parks, mobile home parks, warehouses, data centers, waste management, cell towers, commercial real estate, franchises, software subscriptions, equipment rentals, commercial laundry, REITs, utilities. At first glance, These businesses seem completely unrelated, but they all share the same characteristics. They solve essential problems. They generate recurring cash flow. They rely on systems instead of constant owner involvement. And they create value whether the owner is sitting in the office or sleeping at home. Perhaps that's the biggest lesson of all. The wealthiest business owners don't spend their lives looking for exciting ideas. They look for businesses with consistent demand, predictable income, and systems that continue producing value year after year. Because real wealth isn't built by working more hours forever. It's built by owning assets and businesses that continue working, even when you don't. And that's why the richest people in the world don't just own businesses. They own businesses that never stop making money.